Hey everybody! I don't know who was all out there, but throw me a comment in the section and let me know if you're here. Let me know if you're excited. I'm happy to show you some stuff today. I'm running with only one monitor, so you got to give me some time as I jump back and forth and try to figure out, make sure everything's running smoothly. So go ahead and smash the like button. Let me know you're here and you're ready for a good time. All right, perfect. Looks like we're in good shape. So today, it looks like we're going to be doing the Quarantini. The Quarantini is not a real drink as far as I'm aware. It's kind of just whoever is making it and whatever they want to put. So today I thought first we could make a standard martini, which I don't think I'm going to drink because that's a lot of gin. But we can start. So I pulled out a plastic martini glass because that's what I have in my house. So we're going to start with that. And I'm a big fan of Boodle's gin. So today we're going to be using some gin. And I have two different types of martini and rosti. I've got an extra dry, and I've also got the rosso. So let's put both of these to the side and figure out what we want to use as we're doing it. Again, quarantine time is a little difficult, so I have olives, but they're not pitted. So I'm going to try to come up with a creative way to still use them and maybe find another way to incorporate the martini here. All right, and so that'll be our standard martini. It's just gin and vermouth, and I like mine with olives. So you could, of course, switch that out for vodka if that's what you prefer, but I actually really enjoy the taste of gin. So that's what we're going to do for our standard. Now, let's go through and start talking about the Quarantini. I think in terms of the Quarantini, I want to go with a rum because tiki themed, right? And as far as rums go, we talked about this one yesterday. This is the Clement Martinique. It's an agricole rum. If you were here yesterday, I talked a little bit how agricole rums are different than your standard dark rums. They're lighter. They're a little more earthy, grassy. They have that like almost like herbaceous. What's the word I'm looking for? Herbaceous. Sorry. They have a. It's hard to explain. It's a lot like tequila in that it has like a really earthy flavor, as opposed to a lot of these rums which have a lot of like dark molasses and spices. So I think this will make for a good Quarantini. Put that to the side. Now we could try it with vermouth. I'm not sure how that would go. Let's take a quick side-by-side comparison. Kind of talked about this yesterday. If you're ever just experimenting in the bar, just take ingredients and stick them right up to your face and see which ones go together. If you can't smell both at the same time, probably not going to taste it. Oof. I don't know. Let's compare that to gin. So who's all joining me today? I'd love to see who's all here. Throw a comment in the section below. See, this works so well because you have that really like light juniper flavor coming from the gin, and you have that much stronger, like, almost salty vermouth flavor, and they just pair really nicely. I don't think we're gonna get that same effect with a Martinique, but we can try it. We can always do a really small scale test. Then that begs the question: if we do a Martinique and we do some vermouth, what else can we put in there to really make it a tiki Quarantini? Let's throw that back on there. All right. I know yesterday I talked about it, bar ketchup. It's the concept of using certain ingredients to help round out drinks and to help kind of bring it all together. And I think today is going to be one of those days where I'm going to try using a little Angostura bitters. This is a common household bar. If you have a small bar in your house, you probably have a bottle of this. It's so good. In fact, maybe this might help take that agricole rum into the kind of herby, spicy realm that we need to counteract that vermouth. Now, of course, we could just skip the vermouth altogether, and we may even do that. In which case, we might use maybe lime or pineapple, and I might even have some mango juice we could try. We also have grapefruit, and we could even try a little bit of dry curacao. All right, so I'm just stockpiling a whole list of junk Oh, hello, Katie. Thank you again for the ice bucket. And I'm gonna have to go grab some ice in just a second for shaking. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and mix up our martini, and maybe we'll sip on that while we experiment with the other stuff. So, gonna do standard typical martini is 6-1. That's 6 parts gin to 1 part vermouth. And I'm not looking to go anywhere that fast, and I'm just gonna be sipping on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and half scale my whole drink. So I'm gonna do 3.5. So 1, 2, and 3. And something I don't know, just I've tried Boodles in comparison to a couple other gins, and there are some really amazing gins out there that taste really good by themselves. But in terms of cocktails, this is one of my like go-to gins, just because I don't know, something about it in a drink plays nice. And you know, I've talked about it before, where it's like you don't want the best ingredients in a cocktail where you have lots of flavor components coming in to interact. You really want to go for the high-end, really like tasteful stuff when it's going to be front and center in the drink. So today, you know, martini, that vermouth is super powerful. You could maybe use a better gin for this, but I'm just a big fan. All right, so 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to go classic dry vermouth. We're going to do 1/2 ounce. And we're going to shake, not stir. Oh, apologies for the noises. All right. This is definitely a drink where shaking for me is something that I really prefer, just because when you add water to almost any spirit, you're going to express the spirit a little more. So for me, a shaken martini, a stirred martini is not going to have as much time to sort of coalesce with the ice and start diluting into more of a mixture, as opposed to just, you know, cold, neat spirit. For me, I feel like in terms of tasting, I always prefer the taste of a shaken drink over stirred. That's not every drink, but a lot of times that's definitely a big thing for me. So go ahead and just shake this up and we'll pour it in. Trader Bill from Charlotte, North Carolina, welcome. Good to see you. If anybody was here yesterday, I talked about how these things kind of work in terms of the physics that keeps it together. If you were here yesterday, drop a comment and remind everyone else, how does this work? I'd love to see if you remember. All right, don't want to over stir it, so let's go ahead and we're going to do a gated pour. You could technically do a double gated pour, which is where you might use a strainer just to help keep ice out of there, and those tiny little ice pieces may end up diluting the drink even more, but I'm not too worried about it today. All right, let's actually leave that right there. And let's go ahead and do our olives, since this is kind of the time for it. Let's see if I've got a spear I could use. That might work well. No, tiki spear. And maybe what I'll do is let's go ahead and grab some olives. And I like my martinis a little dirty, so go ahead and throw that in. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and drop some olives in there. I'm gonna do 3. And I'll just try to fish them out, because, you know, whatever. All right, 2 seconds. I'm gonna grab a knife. I'll be right back. I've been fussing with the audio and the video all day today and didn't really take as much time as I should have to kind of prepare everything. So today's going to be a lot more just experimental and fun, as opposed to yesterday. It was very like I knew exactly what I was doing for the first half and then kind of just played in the second half. Today we're just going to make it up as we go and have a good time. So yeah, let's still use our little spear. So I'm gonna take this lemon. Here, let's see if I can switch over to my detail camera. I'm not left-handed, so I'm gonna just make sure I'm still on the correct visual. All right. And I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of see if I can get it through the rind of this thing. There we go. So there we go. A little classic Quarantini, classic martini. As you can see, I try to dress up nice little today, but I'm wearing my kilt because I'm at home and I don't want to wear pants. So that's what I'm doing. Cheers. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, classic. It's really good. The thing about a martini is it's all about taking time to enjoy the experience of the spirit. And the vermouth is really just there to kind of give it a little more interest so you're not just drinking straight gin and water. If you don't know the story of the martini, it was another drink that was kind of came about because of an actual spirit company. And in this case, it was Martini and Ross, which is why it's called the martini. So they just take, the original was gin, and they used the classic dry vermouth. Yep, Martini and Ross. All right. Let's see, I'm going to fish one of these olives out because they're tasty. All right. So let's give this a rinse. Those olives are so good. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I was a really picky eater. I didn't like, just about anything. Pretty plain Jane. And then, I don't know what it was. I turned about 14, 15, and suddenly my taste totally changed. And especially as I've gotten older, more and more, even a year ago, something I hated, and I'll try it again, like suddenly I love it. All right. I guess, traditionally the martini is actually garnished with a lemon twist. So maybe today what we can do is take, see if we can do it with this pre-peeled one. Or pre-cut, rather. See if we can go ahead and take that. Maybe we'll use that later. All right. Grab my paper towels. That was $5 just there. We're gonna leave that sucker out to dry. Recycle, reduce, and reuse, right? All right, so another thing I think I wanna do with the Quarantini, I think I wanna change up the vessel. I think I might use a coupe instead. And if you don't know, drinking vessels for specific drinks is more traditional than it is anything else. Really don't let many people tell you different. There are some exceptions. Certain wine glasses are better for experiencing, more of the aroma of a wine as you're drinking it. That's especially true of things like, I think, red wine glasses. Oh gosh, my buddy Shane would kill me right now. Yes, red or white, one or the other, has a more open mouth to the actual vessel. But really, you can drink in anything. Put it in a coffee mug. It's the end of the world. Who cares? So today I think I'm going to use this kind of mix between a wine glass and a coupe glass. I think it'll be interesting. I'm also trying to make a smaller Quarantini. I don't want a huge drink, so this might be the perfect. All right, let's take a look. We're going to clean up a little bit. See what we got here. All right, so let's do the same thing. Let's cut the ratios in half. Let's start with 3 ounces of a rum. And then let's add a little bit of vermouth. In fact, let's start really, really small. Let's start with maybe a quarter instead of a half. So, all right, let's give this a shot. 2, 1, I'm gonna pull that over here. 2 and 3. All right, let's give this a swill. Smells good. If you guys, again, haven't had an agricole rum, Martinique rums, they're really good. This is what I was talking about yesterday. If you haven't tried to experience the wide range of what rum has to offer, you probably haven't actually tried much other than Captain Morgan, Sailor Jerry, maybe Kraken. So yeah, definitely get out there and try stuff. It's really amazing the difference in the rum. All right, that smells great. I'm gonna go ahead and preemptively call it. I think it needs the Angostura bitters. I'm gonna do 1 dash, just considering the smaller quantity of liquid in this batch. 1 down there. Thanks for the heads up on losing the camera. Should be getting it fixed right now. Let's go ahead and see if we can fix that. I switched to a new camera today, and I think it just decided to crap out. Let's deactivate and reactivate that. Still saying no signal. Let's give it a look. Until then, let's switch over to our other camera right here. Sorry, I'm still off camera, guys. I figured out what the problem was. It looks like my my cable on my device was not working in terms of charging the camera, so the camera battery died. 2 seconds though, and I'll go ahead and get that re-plugged in, and we'll get back going. I'm glad you guys can still hear me. The whole thing isn't shut down. All right, that should get the camera re-going. Sorry about that, everyone. For those of you who are still here, I'm back. Let's see if that camera starts working again, which I think it is. It should be charging now. So where were we? 1 dash. I think I can smell it. Yeah, right there. All right, so let's put that to the side and let's go ahead and we're gonna grab. I think we're gonna grab that vermouth. Now let's take a look at the 2 vermouths that I have. I'm gonna go ahead and try doing the sniff test for both of these next to the shaker and see which one I like. Ooh. Now the Rosso is like very spicy. I don't think that's a good pairing. It doesn't. No, I don't think so. Let's try the other one. All right, this is the standard. You know what? I just don't know if vermouth is going to be the way to go here. So let's try to think about what that vermouth is doing. In terms, let's do a real quick test, see if our other camera's back on. Two seconds. All right. So let's think about what that vermouth is doing here. The vermouth is really acting to help bring something to the table in terms of what could really, I don't know, like underscore the gin and kind of lift it up while also bringing something new to the table. So when I smell this, I smell a little grassiness. I smell a little bit of sweetness. So I don't know if we want something too sweet. The sugar cane, it's going to be a lot less dry than a gin would be. So maybe, again, we could try Aperol, but I think Aperol is going to be too sweet, and I think maybe we should just try something a little drier. Maybe we should go a little bitter. We could try some Amaro, which is pretty good. I don't know if you guys have ever had Amaro, but it tends to be pretty bitter, somewhat chocolatey, but it has an herby vibe to it. So let's, yeah, why don't we try that? Do a little sniff test. Maybe. I could try it. There's not that much alcohol in here. We could give it a shot. But let's see what else we got real quick. Let me look at these. Look at these over here. Sorry you guys can't see me. Hopefully that will be fixed in just a second. Okay, so I'm looking at what I have, and in terms of something dry, I think I'm kind of at my limit. In terms of, what all is on the table. Again, this is kind of the difficult part of having a quarantine. I think, you know what? I think let's go for it. Let's just try the vermouth and see what we think. We're gonna do a really, really small, 1/4 of an ounce. We'll try this, and then maybe what we'll do is we'll throw that out if we don't like it, and we will try the Amaro. 1/4 of an ounce. All right. It doesn't smell too bad, actually. Let's give it a little quick stir and just a little taste. Let's see, maybe we should add a fruit juice. Now, on tasting it, it's definitely rum forward. That sweetness is definitely really more in the nose than it is in the mouth. So let's see. I think, let's try some. Maybe we can add a little bit of orange curacao. I talked about that. You can try curacao before an actual juice, just because we don't want that juice to kind of thin down the martini. I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna do about a 1/4 of an ounce, just because I want to keep it fairly dry. And I don't want to add too many powerful flavors. All right, do that. It smells really good. Let's give it a taste. Interesting. I think now it has a lot more of a natural kind of balanced taste to it. Everything's kind of working. The vermouth is there, the rum is there. I think we're in good shape. Maybe what I'll do is I will, let's see. Maybe I'll add just a tiny bit of juice. Also, I should be back. Hi. Sorry about all that. And can't connect device. Oh, let's try. All right. So I think we could try lime juice or we could try lemon juice. I'm not totally sure which one's going to be better. Let's try. Let's do our sniff test. All right. Pull out our juices. Oh, we could do orange juice if we want to go really light. Orange juice in cocktails tends to be a lot more subtle than others. So let's do that. All right. Let's do a quick sniff test. We've got our pure lime juice. We've got our lemon juice. Give these 2 quick shakes. All right. Let's try some lemon juice. That does smell really good. Let's go ahead and just smell the lime juice just to be sure. I don't know. That's a tough one. Why don't we, in the spirit of keeping things interesting and to try to tie in that sort of, we are using a lime twist. Yeah, let's go with lime just to be thorough in our ingredients, right? So Let's do 1/4 of an ounce first, and let's taste that. Pretty tasty. I'm kind of into it. Let's see here. All right. So, what do you guys think so far? Do you guys have these ingredients in your house? Are you pretty much stuck to just vodka? Like, what's going on with you guys? All right. I want to listen to these tunes again. Let's throw that to the side. And we're going to do just a quick little, we're going to move this on up. Cheers. All right. All right, let's throw some ice in that and give it a quick shake. And then let's pour that into our coupe glass. You know what I think could go really, really well with that is some basil. And I know that sounds weird, but if you could smell what I'm smelling, you would just tell it might need some basil. All right, we don't want to overshake it. We don't want to dilute it too much. So let's go ahead and get that in place. All right, and then let's throw that in our coupe glass right here. And here's what I think. I'm going to grab a quick little piece of basil and let's see what that looks like. I don't know if you guys use a lot of basil in your drinks when you're at home, but it's actually a really great way to sort of add something interesting to your cocktails. In fact, one of my favorite drinks, which was shown to me by my buddy Shane Swore, is a pear basil caipirinha. And a caipirinha is a vodka take on the capirosca. You guys aren't familiar, capirosca is considered a tiki drink. It's also considered a boat drink. But the pear basil caipirinha is made with a pear vodka with muddled basil in it. Oh, it's amazing. If I could get my hands on a bottle of that pear vodka, we would be making that tomorrow. You know, if you're not a fan of basil, you could leave this part out. Let's give this a quick taste test. Smells great. It's really good. To be honest, I think it needs something. Something is missing. Why don't we throw this back in the shaker real quick? And why don't we try muddling a little basil? I'm gonna throw that back. I'm gonna take a couple pieces of basil. I'm gonna tear it. Give it a little slap. If you're not aware, you can actually slap basil, mint, other types of herbs, and that helps the oil start to come out of the leaf, which then infuses into your drink. So I'm gonna grab my muddler here. We're just gonna go ahead and give that a quick little mix. Take a quick taste test, and maybe, just maybe, I think it could use a little more lime juice. Let's just do another 1/4 ounce. That would take us up all the way to a half. And I'm just gonna do it a quick stir in here. I'm gonna dump that ice back in, throw it in there, just stir it quickly, and then I'm gonna go ahead and gate this and put it back. You might see some little bits of basil in there. I tried to not muddle it too much, but hopefully that added a little something to our mix here. Now, again, let's pick ourselves an interesting sword. Go with something that's going to contrast nicely. How about this blue and green? I like blue and green. We're going to go ahead and take our little lime wedge, and we're just going to artistically put our lime across there. And if you wanted to get ultra fancy, you could take another basil leaf and kind of thread it through the back side here. why don't we call that done? So let's see if we can actually get our ladies on the other side. Should have done better. Sorry, I failed you all. All right, let's go ahead and give this a quick little sample. Oh, that's pretty interesting. I gotta be honest, it's not my favorite. There's something missing. It's kind of going brown, as I say. All of the color flavors are mixing too much, and I don't have enough of a pop. I guess the only thing, and I think honestly, adding the extra lime was the wrong step here. The lime is kind of taking it in a direction I don't really want to go. Let's try doing a teeny tiny float of Amaro and see what happens. This is kind of just a Frankenstein drink now, so we'll see. So we're just going to take that, we'll drop that in. Maybe we'll give that a quick little stir. Nope, that was definitely the wrong choice. I'm not sure I like that. Let's think. What else could we do? There's something missing, and I don't really know what it is. I think we're just gonna throw this one out and try again because it's just not working for me. All right, let's think. We can switch to a new liquor. Maybe this was not the right way to go. So let's take a break. We're gonna put that over here on the side. We're gonna go back to what we know works, the classic. And, cheers. Hope you have your own cocktail at home. What are you guys drinking? Are you making something for yourself? Are you drinking a beer, a glass of wine? What's to drink for you today? Still really good. Let's grab another one of these little olives. Keep us fueled. Let's go on. All right. It was cute, didn't work. Let's get rid of it. All right. Say bye. Sorry, you guys probably have to hear me like eating an olive. That has to be somewhat disturbing. All right, then let's skip. Let's go back to gin. Let's see if we can't take gin and actually make a tiki-inspired martini with gin. Because whatever I just made was terrible, and now we know. All right. Let's clean up a bit here. All right. Oh, Fuzzy Navel, Orange Julius. Okay. Glad to see you guys are finding something to keep yourself busy in terms of imbibing. All right. So let's go back to our gin. All right, I'm gonna move some stuff over here. So let's think. If we're using gin, maybe we can go back to using something like an orange juice, a pineapple juice. That might be really good. Or maybe even some mango. I got to really think about what could work in terms of, a gin-based cocktail. I think, or you know what? I think let's do lemon juice. Lemon juice and gin are classic partners. So let's go there. We could do a gin, a lemon juice, and let's see. What else could we do? I think lemon juice, gin, and let's try maybe a little orange curacao and some fancier than a glass of whiskey. Nothing wrong with a glass of whiskey though. Okay. So let's go ahead and get the first part out of the way. Let's grab our gin. Whiskey is always good, Shauna. I agree. All right. So let's get that glass out of the way for you. Let's throw our real shaker right there, and let's do 3 ounces of gin. 1, 2, and 3. Let's go with something. Let's start easy. Let's go with maybe half an ounce of lemon juice and start with that. We don't want to overpower our gin just yet. Okay. All right. So let's give this a quick smell. Yeah, no, it's good. Gin, orange juice, lemon juice, and why don't we do a pineapple juice? That'll go well with the lemon. Won't be too powerful. And again, let's start real small. And then this time, let me think about what could be a good substitute for vermouth. I'm gonna do another like half ounce of that. Pineapple juice. Give that a quick swirl. Oh, it smells delicious. It needs something though. Let's see. I don't have brandy. A lot of classic tiki drinks that don't use rum will use gin and or brandy, but I don't have any right now. So let's see what else I got. I've got more juices, but I think we're good there. Maybe let's start with some Angostura bitters. I have a couple other bitters here. I have this bitter orange bitters. Let's give that a smell. Maybe that'll be. Yeah, that smells great. Let's give that a shot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna do it heavy. It's a pretty like light bitter, not super powerful. Right. Fun fact: if you're not aware, a lot of people see the Angostura bitter like label and they notice it's oversized. And a lot of people don't really know why that is. And it's a really simple story. When this company went in business, they ordered all the labels for their first batch to go out into distribution. And when they got them, they were too big. And they didn't have time to reorder them. And they couldn't just put nothing on there. So they just glued them on oversized. And they just kept it that way. And that's why you see of all the bitters that are out there, this is a very specific type of label. So it's a cool little fun fact. All right, let's give this a quick smell. Oh, dang, that's good. Like, I might leave it like that. That, to me, tastes like a martini. The gin is really forward, but there's some other flavors that are coming to the table. Let's grab some fresh ice and shake that up and throw it back in our coupe. Maybe we can add an orange peel, because I don't have any lemon. I've got some orange cuties here. I could use those. Let's try that. I don't think butternut squash is gonna work, so. All right, cutie acquired. Let's go ahead and move this over here. Here's our ice, and let's go ahead and give that a shake and throw it in our coupe, and just do a quick little sample taste. All right, that looks pretty. Let's go ahead and see how this goes. Let's do our gated pour. It just looks good. So amazing. I'm so much happier with this. I'm glad we scrapped the other one. I wasn't so much a fan. All right, let's try to get maybe a really wide, long pull on this orange peel. All right, so a little longer than we might need. Probably don't need that top end. Probably don't need that. So let's do a twist. So if you've never done this, what you can do is put a slice right about there into your orange peel while it's straight. And then what you can do is you can twist it. Kind of press that twist in and then use that. Let's do it on the back here so it doesn't obscure your view. Boom. What do you think? Pretty cute, right? I'm into it. Now that is a Quaran-Tiki. So much happier with that. I think I probably could have used, I know what I said earlier about shaking stuff as opposed to stirring, but tasting this, I feel like if I actually stirred this one, it would, I'd have a little less dilution. I'd probably be a little happier with the overall like drink itself. But in terms of ingredients, that's it. I love that. That's three parts gin, a half part lemon. So 3 parts, half part lemon, and then I did like 4 or 5 shakes of this orange bitters, and I think I did about a quarter to half ounce pineapple juice. Up to you. I would recommend stirring this one. Don't shake it. I think it doesn't need that much dilution. It's really, really good. We could also see some. Yeah, I don't think this needs anything else. I mean, I'd love to make something with basil. Maybe I'll see if someone who's still out in the real world will drop me off a bottle of pear basil vodka. Pear vodka, and I'll make that pear basil caipirinha tomorrow. But this is so good. So we're gonna leave it right here, not fussing with it. All right, so let's give that a quick sample again. Really good. And let's take our original martini. Yeah, it's right there. It has a lot of the same properties. It's light, it's refreshing, it's relatively simple in terms of what all is being characterized in the cocktail. I don't think there's really much else to do with it. I think it just needs to be left alone, and let's just give that a drink. Now, that's 2 drinks that I'm not going to be able to finish, and I would love to do another one for you. So why don't I try making you guys a mocktail? Now, I have a couple tricks. For me, I'm actually not going to be super strict on if there's, alcohol in it. What I'm probably going to do is a rinse. And that's where you take a little bit of a spirit, whether that's, traditionally a lot of times it's absinthe or herbazan, which is a herb-based liqueur, very similar to absinthe. But you can do it with whiskey. You can do it with all kinds of different spirits. So what I think I'm going to do is try to do a rinse with a spirit and something really strong. Maybe I'll probably do a bourbon. I've got some really good, this is one of my favorite. This is the Bullet Rye bourbon. I love this. I might do like a little rinse of that into my glass and then pour out the remainder. And I may also do a little bit of Angostura bitters. And what that's going to do is also give me a little bit of that kind of imitation of an actual spirit. So technically there will be a tiny bit of alcohol in here, but the entire point is to skip what is really a massive amount of booze, whether that's 2, 3, 4 ounces of alcohol. Really, we're just going to be adding a hint of flavor just so that you don't feel like you're drinking a juice. So let's try that. Another really, really good way to make a mocktail is actually to use bubbles. A lot of times if I don't want to drink, I'll just have a tonic with lime. It's amazing. After a while, you forget you're not drinking alcohol because you remember the lime, you remember the tonic, so you don't really miss the gin all that much. And that's, I think, a big part of not drinking social events. You want to enjoy the celebration. You want to be able to, not. I don't know why people do this, but they're just like, why aren't you drinking? Like, because I don't want to. Leave me alone. It's a problem. Yeah, I think, in terms of not drinking, you're probably good to have something that looks like a cocktail as opposed to just a water, something like that. Otherwise, people are going to bother you. So better to look like you've got something and people just assume you're having a good time. Oh, I can't get over it. That one's so good. I'm glad these are being recorded. I'm totally going to forget what I. All right, let's go ahead and clean this all up. Hopefully, whenever people can start coming out of quarantine, I'd love to keep doing these and have people over so that you can actually hear their thoughts and opinions as we go. I have 3 cameras set up, even though I've only got one of them running right now. It'd be really nice to be able to put them on camera. You can meet them, hear what they have to say, what they think, and get a little like an extra dynamic to all of this. Ooh, Katie, you made a funky peach pineapple rum drink. That's interesting. How is it? Did it turn out well? While you answer that, I'm gonna eat this last olive because YOLO. All right. I dressed all nice for you guys, and you can't even see me. It's so sad. All right. Let's get back to business here. All right. So, really easy things to do. You just want a couple juices. And I know we've been using a lot of lemon, lime, orange juice, pineapple juice. So let's do something. Well, I could do grapefruit juice, but that's not everybody's thing. So maybe not. All right. So, mocktail time. I think in the spirit of keeping things interesting, what we're gonna do is make a drink that looks like a cocktail, tastes like it has alcohol in it. In this instance, I think I am gonna go with orange juice because we can go a couple different places with orange juice. I'm just using some bottled Tropicana. And we're gonna do something to fill this vintage Harlequin glass that I own. One of my favorite sets of glasses that I have. Not that I have that many, but. So we're gonna go ahead and do about 4 ounces of orange juice. Actually, let's go ahead and make that 6 because it's gonna be the bulk of our drink. All right, so we're gonna do an orange juice. And in this instance, I say go for lime. You could easily switch to lemon if you're not a fan of lime. And we're just gonna do 1 ounce. We don't wanna like overpower it. We really wanna leave that orange juice by itself. All right, now this is another one where maybe we could use tequila if you're into tequila, but today I'm gonna use whiskey. I think it'll just be a little better. Really good. If you've never had just a little bit of lime juice, lots of orange juice, super tasty. Little tart, but it's nice and creamy and smooth from the orange juice. Let's take a look here. This is an untapped bottle of bourbon, so it better be good because I'll be upset if I waste it. There you go, wait for it. Can you hear that? Oh, here we go. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do about a half an ounce. Half an ounce of this Bullet bourbon. This is the rye. And I'm gonna take it and what I wanna do is just edge the bourbon right towards the tip of the glass. If you want, you can kind of do this over your like container so that you can pour it back and do it a couple times if you didn't get a whole rinse. All right, so that smells like bourbon. Now let's do that again. But this time let's add just a teeny amount of our Angostura bitters. So, and I'm gonna leave that in the glass. Do 3 just because I think you'll want to leave that in there. This bourbon will just go over there. And I'm gonna pour the rest of that Angostura bitters back in here. All right, and then we want to add a sweetener. Now we want to do 2, 1, and half. And I did 3, 1, and now I'm gonna do a half an ounce. And I'm gonna use grenadine, but I'm not gonna do what you think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do half an ounce now, and then I'm gonna do half an ounce later. Oh no, this whiskey's gonna go to waste. All right, let's do half an ounce now. And let's grab some fresh ice, and let's also get our glass filled completely up. All right. We're going to take our crushed ice and we're going to fill this glass pretty well full. We'll save a little bit extra if we need it. And let's grab some dry ice. Again, you weren't here yesterday. When I say dry ice, what I really mean is unused large cubed ice. Once you've shaken a drink, that ice becomes wet. And or if you're using small chip ice or crushed ice, that's also not great for shaking. So, give that a quick drop over here. We're going to go ahead and gate that pour. Actually, just to be safe, let's give it a taste. No one else is here, so I can do this. I like it. Tastes pretty good. But we're going to do something a little fancy here. Oh, look at that. Perfect. I've never actually been a professional bartender. This is just a hobby I have. But I'm always happy to see when I measure something really close to where it should be. All right, let's take a look. Javier making that bullet rhyme and hat. I am jealous. Wish I was there. Let's take a quick look. Not so important for me to be on camera because you can't see me really anyways. So let's just rummage through my kitchen drawer and see if I've got any mint, which I should. I'm pretty sure I bought some mint before the world fell apart. And I don't see it, which is bumming me out. Not sure what happened. There's probably a bag of mint in my car somewhere. Well, we'll just go ahead and do another lime wedge since I can't find my mint. At least I don't think I put it in this bar fridge. Let me check. Actually, nope, no such thing. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this lime. What you do is move that over there, over here. You want to just cut right down the center, not all the way. And you're just going to place that just like that. And we'll just, for the sake of, imagination, we're going to pretend this is mint because I ain't got it. So this is like the saddest, wiltiest stuff. Let's see if we can find something better. And then we'll give that a try. Now, I love that it's orange. I wish I had a green straw. To me, presenting your drink is a super important part. And I just think that if you're gonna send something out, it should look thoughtful. And in this case, I think a green, something to counteract all that orange and brown color would be nice. But we don't, so we'll get over it. Oh, you know what? Wait a second. I found the mint. The man at the store buried it with the basil. I'm so happy. This happened yesterday. I was like, I don't have any real lemon extract. And then boom, real lemon extract. Yeah. All right, look at that. Let's just put a small forest of mint. Pretty. All right, give that a small little press just to help some oils come out. And let's just drop that right there. Actually, now that I'm looking at that, that's a lot of green. So let's take and bring some of that black. Actually, you know what? Let's do it right between that. And there you go. What do you think? I think it looks good. Let's give it a try. It's definitely very juicy. I'm not really getting as much bourbon as I had hoped out of there, but it is there a little bit. I feel like maybe a little more bitters. That might have helped bring a little more. In fact, let's. I totally forgot what we were gonna do. I was gonna do a tiny bit of a float of this just for color and presentation. And if you've ever done a float, the best way to do it is on the back side of a spoon, pour over, and then just let it drip. This helps it actually rest on the top of the surface as opposed to just sinking right in. Let's get some of that off there. Do that, and then let's also give it a quick little, one last little dash. Perfect. What do you think? Looks pretty cool, right? All right, let's give that one more sip. And I'm gonna move that. I think I'm pretty badly backlit, so give that a little, see if I can move that up for you guys. Cheers. All right. It is 6:56. We're coming to the end of our cocktail hour. What did you think? I know today was a little crazy. The cameras weren't working properly. I had to run back and forth a few times to get ingredients because I was kind of just making everything up as I went along. What did you think? Did it turn out okay? What do you hope next time happens? I'm a little better planned. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to have fun with this. Next time, I'd really love to make sure all the cameras are actually working. And yeah, I mean, I think tomorrow I'm gonna have a little more time to prep something. I think I'm gonna introduce another like non-tiki cocktail tomorrow. And Courtney requested a I don't know if I want to say what she calls it. You can leave it in the comments below. But I'm gonna do a really sweet kind of frou-frou drink. Like the less alcohol you can tell is in it, the better kind of drink. So I might try one of those. Definitely not my speed, but for those of you who aren't into, crazy cocktails and you just want something that tastes good, is really sweet, and doesn't have overpowering notes of alcohol, I might add one of those. In contrast, I think I'm going to do a classic tiki cocktail, which is something like a Navy Grog or an Ancient Mariner. Something really simple, really delicious, where it's all about the rums that I pick. It's not so much about lots of ingredients. It's like water, maybe lime juice, rum, sugar, maybe a syrup. Maybe a Falernum or a jar. Just really simple. That way we can have some balance. Have a really like non-tiki sweet drink, and then we can have a traditional like Navy strength rum drink. And I think that's going to be it for me today. What did you guys think? Did you guys have a good time? Is an hour too long? Should we cut this down to a half hour? Like, what do you want to do? I'm totally open. I love spending this time. It's really nice. Like, I kind of forget that I'm here by myself. Like, I see you guys in the comments. I see all the people that are listed, that are, in the viewership right now. And it makes me, I literally forget I'm by myself. So I appreciate the time you guys spend with me. I hope you enjoy it. I like to try to also bring something like informative, something educational in terms of like how cocktails are thought about, how to incorporate flavors, where things come from, the history. So I'll definitely make sure to bring more of that to the table if that's something you guys enjoy. Leave me lots of comments or hit me up in my DMs and let me know if you have any comments, suggestions, questions. And other than that, I think I'm going to go back to drinking this guy because this was really, really good. So cheers, mahalo. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. And I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Unless I've got any questions. No. Yeah, I think that's it for me today. Enjoy the rest of your night. I hope you're all safe. And if you guys need any support, please don't be afraid to reach out and talk. I mean, a lot of us are at home or away from family and friends, so feel free to reach out and just chat. Like, it's nice to stay busy and keeping up with people, especially when some of us are here alone. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, 6 p.m. for Quaran-Tiki time.